Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chosen Lifelines for Men. My name is Walter Jennings, your chosen life practitioner, where I've been called to challenge and, if necessary, change the motivation, mentality, and mettle of men. Today, I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about what it means to have a leadership mentality. And this is something that we've heard so many times over the years, and even many of us going back to our childhood, about how important it is for us as men to have a leadership mentality. However, what does this actually look like? And so a leadership mentality involves having certain attitudes, beliefs, and expectations that create the foundation of who you are, how you lead others, and how you interact with and influence people. Now, these particular values are usually stemmed from your principles and your beliefs. And so the mentality is important to hone because it is the driving component of everything that we do. It governs our opinions, our decisions, and our actions, and it impacts everyone around us. So our thought patterns influence our relationship with others, how we achieve our goals, and the success of our overall performance. So it's very important that we know what the characteristics are that make up the ideal leadership mentality. And there are 5 of them that it's important for us to actually really focus in on to ensure that we develop them and strengthen them in our own individual leadership mentality. Number 1, it's important for us to adapt a willingness to face challenges. One of the most important elements of a leadership mindset is to not be afraid to face challenges and to meet them head on. A good leader will proactively acknowledge obstacles and frame them as opportunities for lessons and growth. So when a situation becomes difficult, an individual with a leadership approach will remain focused on the end goal. What is the accomplishment of the mission? And a good leadership attitude will allow us to keep moving forward and maintain our morale or our resilience in any given situation. And a good leader actually has to expect that there's going to be challenges, expect that there's going to be difficulty. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And so because it's difficult, that actually is what sets us apart when it comes to having a leadership mentality. Characteristic number 2 is humility. Now, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. What do I mean by that? As a leader, it is important for us to consider not only the individuals that may be serving with us before we think of ourselves, but also bearing in mind the overall mission of what it is that we're purposing to accomplish. Good leaders take on tasks and responsibilities that not only just benefit them, but it benefits others and society as a whole. So part of that humility is forsaking and crucifying our own ego and often our own personal objectives and not sacrificing the overall greater good for some of the things that we may want to individually accomplish. So making sure that we are operating in and adopting humility. Now, in conjunction with that, characteristic number 3 is resourcefulness. Now, while humility involves respecting different voices, resourcefulness involves being able to consider the perspectives and the ideas that may differ from what you may have in mind. So a leader mentality helps you to recognize the importance of using every different resource that is available, the individuals that you have on your team, the ideas and the strategies that you may have in your disposal, the tools that you have available. How can you use those things in order to be able to accomplish what it is that you're purposing to do? Sometimes it's being able to think outside of the box, being a creative leader. And if that creativity, it doesn't reside in you, maybe it resides with someone that is on your team. Either way, all of this goes back to our willingness to be resourceful and think outside of the box when it comes to what it is that we're purposing to accomplish, and being willing, when appropriate, to deviate from a specific path when we identify that there may be a better way to do something different. One of the great examples of this, just as I was thinking about it, is I think of football, where sometimes you have to change out a player, even though you may be loyal to that particular player, because there is another player that's better suited for the situation and the time that you're in. That's knowing how to be resourceful. Now, characteristic number 4 is being decisive. As leaders, we're often placed in positions where we need to decide things on short notice, if not immediately. And it's important for us to be able to confidently stand behind our decisions while knowing that they are the best choice to make based on the information that we have. When we begin to second guess ourselves, what we do is we actually allow doubt and fear to creep in, which is ultimately going to hinder our judgment. And that ultimately allows us, what ultimately happens is that the individuals that we are leading or that are on our team begin to doubt our ability to be able to lead. So it's important that regardless of the decision that we make, that we are decisive, that we make it based on the information that we have, and that we move forward in it, which leads us into characteristic number 5, which is the acceptance of responsibility. Now, a good leader demonstrates integrity by owning up to their actions and their decisions, and that helps them to build trust with the people that operate around them. Also, a leader, they share in the success and the achievement and the accomplishments and the various things that they're done. So again, they're not hoarding all of the praise. They're not taking all of the credit for everything that's taking place, but they're also making sure that they're giving their team their proper due in the process. And if things go wrong, the leader also assumes responsibility as the person that is in charge for anything that happens and uses it as an opportunity for growth and for development. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this Chosen Lifeline for Men. My name again is Walter Jennings. And listen, reach out to me for a session. I love to hear about your mentality of leadership and how you are using that to govern your life. And maybe there are some things that we can do to help sharpen those things to ensure that you are able to accomplish exactly what your goals are. Again, my name is Walter Jennings with Chosen Life Practitioners, where I've been called to challenge and, if necessary, change the motivation, mentality, and mettle of men. See you soon.